Good morning, good morning. I'm back again. Hey, it's 3, number 3rd, and it's 7:12 a.m. and it's 3/8/2024. I see the garbage man's coming around picking up garbage and trash. It appears collecting it. And really nice to see everybody getting to work in the morning. Matter of fact, they probably come by here and they notice my sign's on, or my sign's not on because I just unplugged it. I noticed that the power supply was warm on it when I was looking at it to plug in my cars. I'll probably shut off my party lights pretty soon as it lightens up a little more outside. I kind of like my party lights on. It makes me feel good. And now right there we have a woman that's slowed down. I don't know. Oh, the garbage man's up there. Maybe she's just respecting the rights of the worker there, and that's nice to see. But a lot of times, people don't do that. She's passing the car now. She's using due care and caution. I like that. But a lot of people, that we do have nice cars, and we have people that keep their cars up to a code. But you look out there, and there's cars out there that should not be out there on the public thing, and it's because these cars are loud, and if are out there rolling on the road and they're affecting us that's inside of my place right here, instead of nice cars that's driving back and forth along the road, just think of those cars passing other cars that has children in the cars and how their noises is affecting those little children that's in those cars. Safety, seat and safety, all that. And then we got these little Republican renegades that says, I don't give a fuck. I deserve to do it too, no matter what, with a little red sucker in their mouth and everything. And I goddamn know it goes with the goddamn attitude in the territory. So those people that are little red Republicans, that are little renegades like little Mr. Trump, that takes little text messages from somebody, that can't think for yourself, that's your problem, because I have the problem here with my whole family. They can't think for themselves. They come to me because I'm the only one that can think for them and make sense of shit that's going on. And then they bring me their problems and have me putting out their butts after they've caused them and been hiding behind me like little retards on the run, doing things. Like I said to my sister Bonnie, I said my dad was on the run, and they were running from the things that they did in Port Angeles, and they moved over here. And I explained it to them, and you know what? They have to sit there and they have to listen to me because I'm never going to stop telling the truth. My dad told me, my grandmother told me, I know what I know. I know what they've done to me. And now I'm going to go back to talking about what's going on in Nevada. I come down to Nevada, and I just told you a little bit about what was going on there. And when I start talking, it starts bringing back memories. And shortly after I arrived, and I've been working. I've got this job down there. Me and my wife's doing good. My wife's expanding. She's working at Burger King. I'm over there. Now, Patty and Brian now showed up. I think this was after I found the gold mine issue. I think this is after uh, the rock's been taken out of my fish tank. My brother's taken it, by the way. People just looking in. But not driving fast is what I'm saying. Pretty much. When they don't drive fast, they probably look in. So anyway, that one's going. So anyway, he's going to work. So anyway, nice car, too quiet. So anyway, I'm in Nevada, and me and um, the Rodell boy has gone out and sightseeing. We went out to Jarbidge. Jarbidge is down in a canyon right there, and I would like to buy Jarbidge after I found that gold at that gold mine and stuff. I have a plan of buying into that town right there. Buy, because in the wintertime, the town, there's only like few people that even stay in the town through the whole winter. They buy supplies and they stay out there, and that's my kind of place. It has a road that goes a real steep incline like this that goes down into the canyon, and I mean, it's neat. You know, there's fishing right there, and I catch Dolly Bartons right there in that canyon. You know, and I'm thinking I'm gonna have a gold mine just up around the corner if I work this out right. You know, and my brother Jerry sees everything that I'm doing, and he goddamn wants what I've got, what I'm doing, whether it's working in town. Because when I'm working in town, I'm making $16.81 an hour, almost $17 an hour. He's got to go to the gold mine that's 50 miles out of town, driving one way. You know, like an hour to work every day, an hour to work back. And I've already worked 2 hours, you know, because when I put in 10 hours, I get paid for 10 hours that I worked. But when they go from that out there to there, they don't get paid for the time from that to out there. That's what their bitch is to me anyway. So I feel that I've got it made. I don't want to work at the gold mine out there. But now, since me and Jeff um, went out there to Jarbidge and we found that location, you know what my family did? When they found out I had gold in that gold mine, my sister Patty comes down that's friends with them, and Brian, my brother-in-law, right, that's friends with me from Cascade Hardwood, I never told him to marry my sister Patty. They married behind my back at my sister's house. It was a surprise thing. And I came there when I was on a walk from me and my wife's house on 15th Street, right next door to where my sister Patty moved, because my sister Patty had moved right there too. And, well, there's a story about my sister calling up Barbara uh, Mason, which is Jeremy Randolph's uh, sister, that's a prosecuting attorney, and telling them she wants this house, and Barbara's calling me up and asking me, why is your sister calling me up threatening me like this, and what's this about? And it was over the Terry Shortridge thing, and they were threatening. She was she was blackmailing them for that house. And you know what? I told her, I said I wouldn't rent to her. I said, why is she using my name? And she couldn't tell me, and maybe she contacted Jeremy Randolph, but my sister got that house. Don Burgess ended up renting that house too. I have the apartment up above, but that house right there, Don Burgess was in that house, and Don's boy, committed suicide in that house, or he killed himself in that house, or it was foul play in that house. And Don collected the money too, by the way. Don Burgess, you know, star witness of the murder, the Merwin's case. You know, he's the prime witness on it. Small world, small world. Now going back to this gold mine thing, you know, my sister Patty comes down and Brian comes down, and boy, they want to right now go out and see the countryside and see everything around. They're going on a tour, and they take my wife and they get her drunk, riding around their their blue Datsun pickup, King Cab pickup that they owned, with Jerry's wife. Jerry's wife Jan, Patty, and Karina went in the back of that truck. Jerry was in the cab with Brian. They went out that way. They took him out that way. They got drunk. My wife got so burnt. They put baby oil on her, and she was just burned. And I had to take care of my wife over that. But that's when Jerry had taken them out there, and they found out about where the location of that gold mine was. And I'm just positive of it now that I'm sitting here thinking about the timing and everything. You know, when I start thinking about things and the timing of everything, and then I can also associate things that's absolutely true, that can absolutely positive the time, you know. And for a matter of fact, I came down there, like it was like 1984. I got married to my wife. Then we got ran off from Morton, Washington, over that little Joe incidents, and that was happening just about the time I was saying I do. I went on my honeymoon, and bam, it was fucking all this shit happened just like that. And they ran me off to Nevada. Now that's a happy goddamn honeymoon, isn't it? My wife barely got the wedding dress off before we was ran out of Morton, Washington. You know, and I planned on working there right at that 2x4 mill because I thought I had a secure job and I was getting married and I was blackballed. You know, shot at. Little Joe's not supposed to be out for 5 years, but when I'm getting married, the cop comes right out there. It's time for you to leave, John. Lee Green, I'm your dad's friend. Who's my dad's friend? Lee Orville Green. Orville Lee Green, excuse me. The L's in the middle of the name, like George L. Wright, just like Carol Lee Cook, the next owner of the bowling alley down there. Mitzi Fairhart, Amelia Earhart, larger than life bullshit. Hezbollah, George Fairhart sat there in front of me jumping up and down, said, your dad's now going to be our slave. Your dad's now our slave. Your dad's now our slave. I told my dad told Mitzi Fairhart. Mitzi Fairhart took care of George Fairhart. Mitzi Fairhart came to me, I guess, took care of me, telling me George Fairhart would never talk to me again. Matter of fact, George Fairhart never talked to me again. And that there says the involvement of that and the intent. So anyway, I'm at almost 12 minutes, so I'm got to go a little bit further and close it and go to my next thing. And I'll be uploading this and I'll be coming back. But they took my wife out there and they did that. And Brian Compton was called my brother Jerry Jarhead down there. And then this year, happened in the summertime. And Brian, he went to work down there. He got down there and went to work, and he stayed over at Marietta's house in that same bedroom me and my wife did when we got down there. And as soon as he could, they wanted to move out. And me and my wife had a trailer house by then, and they wanted to move out and move into a place that they found right next to the whorehouse. 3 doors down from the whorehouse, they found a house that had a garage, and winter was coming, and it was $800 a month, so we went in halves on it, me and Karina and Brian and Patty. And then me and Patty ended up going to Washington State to go mushroom picking. And I drove that orange pickup truck that I bought from Jerry Wright, and it was still in his name. I was still making payments. The insurance was in his name. That truck caught on fire on the way back to Elko, Nevada. Jerry received a check from Farmers Insurance Company for that. It was supposed to go to the damages for the truck. He kept the money. He went to Washington State over the Merwin's murder time. He returned back to returned back to Nevada, and that check that he cashed from Farmers Insurance coincides with the time that he left, and then the time that he ran out of money or something and came back, or got out of there after the murders. But he was back here, and like Brian Compton said when he drove into the driveway, he said, look who's back. And here me and Brian's down there, and Patty's gone. So Patty, Jerry, Jan, and Jim was up here in Washington State during the Merwin's murder. And Bruce Kimsey knows about it, and this is a big cover-up. 14 minutes, I'm out of here. My name's John Wright, and I'm going to upload it. Victims have faces. And if I show you the faces and tell you the story, you're going to believe it, because who's going to come up with such a conclusive story that has the ends to it of the newspaper headlines even of the day that the space shuttle blew up and Jan was in the hospital, cocaine overdose, and me and Jerry was in that room that day that it blew up. It was interesting at that.